Had a 21-year-old guy message me. Gonna butcher this name, but I think it's Lepedicil. I don't know. Had a 21-year-old message me wanting to know what I thought he should be considering for his first anabolic cycle. Now, before I get into that, I definitely want to mention that this is not medical advice and that what you take from this and choose to do, definitely on you, but I will do the best I can to offer as much information as I can. So first of all, let me jump into the fact that at 21 years old, you need to be just diehard committed to this lifestyle before you consider putting pro hormones into your body. Pro hormones have the potential to affect your natural production, to affect your fertility, your erectile functions. I mean, there's all kinds of things that can end up going wrong. While taking pro hormones, you have to protect your liver, you have to protect your kidney, you have to guard yourself from aromatase and estrogen levels and prolactin levels. And so I would definitely make sure that you have done your due diligence. Make sure that you are very, very up on all of your research about every single chemical that you are considering purchasing for yourself. Now, with that being said, non-injectable Anavar is something most commonly used by women because of how mild it is and how like soft it hits your system. Anavar is a unique compound. It has great bioavailability and it can be taken by mouth and is resistant to liver metabolism. With that being said, I would still be taking milk thistle. Let's see, what else do we have for liver? We've got milk thistle and we've got NAC and TUPCA. Yeah. Make sure you're taking care of your liver. Make sure you're not building up any overages and toxicity. You know what I'm saying? Now, Anavar also does not get aromatized into estrogen compared to testosterone. Testosterone is considered the safest anabolic steroid. And that's just because you already have it in your body. But when you're putting testosterone into your body, the higher your testosterone goes, the more your natural production wants to shut down. TRT clinics will generally put you on anastrozole as an AI, an aromatase inhibitor, in the event that your estrogen ends up getting too high. You take that and it would just kind of block those receptors and prevent gynecomastia, which is obviously incredibly important. Now, on the other hand, Anavar, I don't want to say that it has no effects because, I mean, it would still be super smart to run a PCT afterwards. PCT is a post-cycle therapy, and you can either use Clomid or Novodex for something like that, running that for like 4 to 6 weeks after your cycle. Again, TRT clinics will put you on something like Clomid or enclomiphene citrate, and you take that throughout every single week while you're running testosterone because, I mean, you're on the replacement therapy. They want to make sure that you are able to maintain natural production of testosterone. You see, your pituitary gland is kind of responsible for authorizing the production of testosterone, and the testosterone is produced by the testicles. You hear a lot of people talking about like shrinkage and stuff like that and the way that it affects your genitals when you inject testosterone or use steroids that suppress testosterone. And what that is when you're putting something into your body that causes your serum testosterone levels to just shoot sky high, your pituitary gland steps in. It's like, whoa, we didn't authorize this production. We need to pull back on that shit like right now. And so it will try to halt the production of testosterone. And then you will experience that atrophy, that shrinkage, because, I mean, it's going to stop producing. So if you're going to take anything, I would probably jump in and do as much research as you can on Anavar, and definitely make sure that you're getting it from a reliable source. Make sure you're not getting it from some underground lab cutting it with God knows what. You know, it's a dangerous game to be playing. Bunch of Russian roulette, you know. You pull that trigger, you might be just fine, you might blow your fucking brains out. Do not buy shit from underground sources that are Non-vetted, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that you do your research. Do not put things into your body that you do not understand, and make sure that you understand all of the possibilities. What I like to tell people is when you're doing your research, try your damnedest to convince yourself not to do it. You know, do all the research you can, find all the downsides, find all the negatives, find every bad thing about it that you can possibly find, and use it to try to convince yourself not to do it. If you do all of the research humanly possible, and at the end of the day, you're still down for it, you're gonna do it, there's nobody that's gonna stop you, then dude, I mean, you've made up your mind. Nobody can tell you anything now. Benefits of Anavar, though, as far as body recomposition. Anavar is a recompositioning drug. It assists in fat loss, muscle gain, muscle retention, and I mean, again, you know, not going to hurt your body overly much. You don't have to worry about aromatase during the cycle, which, by the way, should only be about 6 to 8 weeks. You know, most people, beginners, they run about 30 to 50 milligrams a day for that 6 to 8 weeks, but I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that I was responding to this, and I wanted to make sure that you understood like what going into it you would be expecting, like what downsides, what negatives, how to protect yourself, how to make sure that you can come off of something safely. Like, I just make sure that you've thought everything through. Do not overlook a single detail. You know, I can't tell you how many stories I've gone on and read about and listened to of people that went and hopped on tren or something, you know what I mean? And like they didn't do anything at all for the prolactin buildup side effects of tren. And so they end up with not only developing significant breast tissue, but they ended up lactating significantly. And it's simply because they didn't do their research. You know, they had everything they needed to block that aromatase and stop the aromatization of estrogen, but they kind of screwed themselves, and they ended up having to shell out for a $16,000 surgery to remove breast tissue from their chest. So, again, I don't recommend anybody be going out and picking up steroids. If you're going to do it, though, you definitely need to know what the hell you're getting yourself into and how to protect yourself, period. Worst case scenario. Live by worst case scenario. Always hope for the best and expect the worst. It's hard to be disappointed.